Hello, everybody. There's a YouTube channel called Apologia Studios. Apologia is the Latin word that's used for the defense of Christian doctrine, or any religious doctrine. Bahai apologetics is a thing. We call it the defense of the faith. The Apologia channel does Christian apologetics, and they have a series on cults, and they have two videos called The Bahai Faith, a Critical Examination. The host has a studio guest, Steve Matthews, who says he has a big library of Baha'i books. The host and the expert run through a cardboard cutout version of what Baha'is believe. If that was really what Baha'i teachings and the Universal House of Justice were like, there wouldn't be any Baha'is. At one point, they are discussing the likable actor Rainn Wilson, who is a Baha'i, and the expert says, "It's sad that he doesn't know the realities of Baha'ism." Like, this expert, with the books in his library, knows more about the realities than a Baha'i who lives it in reality. One major blooper in this presentation is at 26 minutes 33 seconds, where it's claimed that Baha'is want a world force or task force under the Universal House of Justice to enforce Baha'i teachings.
It's going to be the job of, there's going to be an international force, almost like a military force. I don't like to say that, but it's basically, it's going to be enforced by the Universal House of Justice, this international force through the tribunals that will help legislate these things to make them come to pass. So if you don't want to give your money away to create this more equality, well, we got somebody who can do that for you. And that's kind of so that's kind of like a scary side too. This kind of world task force that's under the Universal Justice to regulate the laws of Baha'u'llah.
So you've got Bahai F-16s that would ensure that we have a utopia.
Pretty much. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah, I mean, history, and that is scary in the sense because, I mean, history is full of people that want to have a utopia by way of the sword, and it never...
From Alexander the Great to Hitler, yep.
Nope, that's 180 degrees wrong. This force is mentioned exactly once in the Baha'i writings, so we can quote what it really says. It's in one of Shoghi Effendi's World Order letters. Shoghi Effendi was the guardian of the Baha'i community. His word on the Baha'i teachings is the official word. He writes, "The unity of the human race implies the establishment of a world commonwealth in which all nations, races, creeds, and classes are closely and permanently united, and in which the autonomy of its state members and the personal freedom and initiative of the individuals that compose them are definitely and completely safeguarded. This commonwealth must, as far as we can visualize it, consist of a world legislature, a world executive, backed by an international force, will carry out the decisions arrived at and apply the laws enacted by this world legislature. A world tribunal will adjudicate, and so forth." There's no universal house of justice in this outline. It's the familiar three arms of government: legislature, judiciary, and executive, in a federation of states whose members preserve their autonomy, just as the states of the USA and the provinces of Canada preserve their autonomy within a federal constitution. The international force serves the legislature, elected by all the peoples of the world. Shoghi Effendi, who wrote that, also wrote of the Baha'is, "Theirs is not the purpose to violate under any circumstances the provisions of their country's constitution, much less to allow the machinery of their administration to supersede the government of their respective countries." So the Baha'i institutions are not national governments, and the Universal House of Justice is not a world government. The Baha'is are told never to allow the machinery of Baha'i administration to supersede a national government. So there's no question of an international force enforcing Baha'i law. Baha'u'llah and Abdu'l-Baha and Shoghi Effendi all taught and endorsed the principle of render to Caesar what is Caesar's and to God what is God's. It's among the most fundamental Baha'i teachings. Baha'u'llah wrote in his letter to the kings, "The one true God has ever regarded and will continue to regard the hearts of men as his own, his exclusive possession. All else he has bequeathed unto the kings and rulers of the earth. The instruments which are essential to the immediate protection, the security and assurance of the human race have been entrusted to the hands and lie in the grasp of the governors of human society. This is the wish of God and his decree." The international force that Shoghi Effendi mentioned is one of those instruments that are entrusted to the governors. The international legislature, the tribunal, and the world executive that Shoghi Effendi outlines are also instruments for protection and security of the people of the world. And Baha'u'llah says that these instruments are in the hands of the governors, not the hands of the Baha'is, not the houses of justice, and not the religious scholars. In the video clip, you heard the word scary several times. That's a trick. Make people afraid of something or someone, and they'll listen to you. There's a lot more that's wrong in this video, but you get the idea. So that's it from me. Have a good evening.